the KEYS program will open April 7th. Okay, so that means we can start reserving funds April 7th. We will start accepting applications for that March 17th. Okay, so it gives us a little bit of, couple week lead time to get the applications in preparation to submit them to Federal Home Loan Bank April 7th.
And one key distinction between Welcome Home Funds and the first front door products is I can lock that with what?
Yeah, so in my opinion, and everybody knows Welcome Home around here just with the location of Federal Home Loan Bank of Cincinnati, this is a totally different grant program, so there are some differences. My favorite difference is the fact that we can reserve first front door and keys on a pre-qualification. So that means you don't have to be under contract. If we are successful in reserving funds for you, you have 6 months to use them. So I think it's a little bit, less pressure right now. Give you a little bit more time to find that right home because you'll have 6 months.
So if you're listening as a borrower, take action now, have the conversation, get the application in, secure a spot, then go shop.
Correct.
I can speak from the realtor side of things, working with the Welcome Home Funds. It's a phenomenal program.
Absolutely.
It's become ever so popular, and the price point that it primarily serves is extremely competitive. So we're actively working with some buyers who are shopping and almost feel against the clock because they have to secure a contract in order to enter the queue for the allocations. And everybody is now, it's almost like the black market of like, hey, I think this bank has 4 or 5 spots left. I'm full, but you can get on a waiting list because that may fall out. We welcome the chaos. And from a buyer experience standpoint, if I could know I'm good, I just have to find the house versus we have to find the house or we miss.
Correct.
Not taking away anything from Welcome Home Funds.
No.
And it's just an important distinguishing point to make for the FFD and the FFD KEYS program. You get the application in, get approved, then you can be ready for when those rounds open up and they start assigning allocation to that.
I agree. Yeah, Welcome Home is a great program. I've done it before. I think this gives you another option, right? And it is not, to your point, it's not as well known around here because, frankly, not many institutions are members of Federal Home Loan Bank of Pittsburgh, which is where this comes from.
Anything you would add important to note as far as FFD or FFD KEYS qualifying differences between what people have become accustomed to with Welcome Home Funds versus the FFD or the FFD KEYS qualifying requirements?
Yeah, so we've touched on definition of, first generation. That's an important distinction. First-time home buyer, again, a similar definition. That is that you've never owned a home or you've not owned a home in the past 3 years. So that's a good one. Okay, so if you owned a home and sold it 10 years ago, by this, you're definitionally a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
So that's an important distinction. The other difference in qualification, I think, is really going to be the income calculations that are made. I can't speak to Welcome Home off the top of my head, but we will use area median income based on a geographical location and number of household members. No, I'm not going to quote you numbers right now, but that's just another call to action to make sure that we do that due diligence on the front end, because those income figures, like all these grant programs, have very specific income qualifications. So we want to make sure that we do our due diligence and make sure you fall within that.
On the subject of due diligence, how long does a typical qualification last or take compared to a non-grant program qualification? Is it the same amount of time? Is it longer, shorter?
No. Realistically, it's the same amount of time. We can turn those around pretty quickly, especially once we get access to the documents. Documents are going to be similar to any home loan request. There's nothing really astronomically different. We could turn those around quick.
So if you qualify or think you qualify, get with us. More importantly, get with Mitch. Figure out what that looks like, and I think it's a wonderful tool to have in your tool belt.
Absolutely,
it's the closest thing to free money. Talk about everything is advertised as free, there are still
Yeah,
requirements with respect to the grant itself. So at what point does it become
yeah,
forgivable
yeah.
versus something is owed?